conference for us today was a major success. We had several of our customers here carrying out speeches and presentations for the conference. We managed to surprise Mercedes-Benz, which is a fantastic feat for us, with a new workpiece for their new prototype car, which they want to weld with hand. So it was a major surprise today for them, and a major success for us, of course. And all in all, fantastic day. Many new things to come, and very excited about the future. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, no, I'm not doing anchor. My name's Allan Gray. I just want to go into a little bit of an introduction. As you can appreciate, this isn't my presentation, okay? This is Anker's presentation, and unfortunately, Anker took ill last night, and consequently, big guy has to suck it up and now give you the presentation. So I apologize for any small mistakes I made. I will try not to do it, but I will need to refer to my notes because I've only seen the presentation twice, okay? So, we'll start. And I want to start with a little story, because when I first met Seabury, things were a little bit different to what they are today, or what we see today. And it wasn't long before we realized what a massive marketing project we had taken on to market this product. Okay? Something that all in here understand, I think, now. Everybody understands the project that we have in front of us, marketing this product. But what I want to try and bring over to you is the fact that we do not need to reinvent the wheel every single time in every single country. Okay? We can learn from each other. We can learn a lot from each other. And to emphasize this, what I decided to do with our presentation is tell a little bit of our story, a little bit about our journey to where we are now with this product, in the hope that I can do a little bit of inspiration work on the way with you guys as well, and maybe jog a few new routes that you can also take from our example, okay? What we're going to do today is we're going to, first of all, who are we? Weldplus, I'll explain that in a minute. The general situation in welder training, challenges of digitalized training, milestones and projects that we were involved in, because it's not just done by having a product, that you know is good. You set it up in a shop, open the door and say, please come and buy. It doesn't work like that. We have to prove the concept. Okay, and we'll go a little bit about that. And then the actual situation of digital training and a view into the future. Okay? So, excuse me, I'll put my glasses back on. Who are we? Weldplus. Weldplus is a company that was founded in 2009 by myself and Anke Richter. We are both equal partners in the company. Our company is based in Germany. We are now considered experts in digitalized qualification of welders, or in the digitalized qualification of welders. We also are involved with sales of innovative AR-based training tools. We have now taken on a new role, and that is consultancy. We're a consultancy company concerning digitalized training concepts and new training methodologies. It's now taken off. This is an actual new technology, and that new technology has taken off in Germany in a big way. We are based in Germany, as I said. We deal with about 20 sales partners within Germany. We are also responsible for Belgium, Holland, Switzerland, and Luxembourg, and we have about 10 partners in those countries that we work exclusively with as well. This is what it's all about, okay? Understanding your current situation. We need to look at the situation in each country and be aware of where the problems are. For us, these were some of our problems. The main issue being this picture here. That was the image that welding was projecting in Germany. If we went into schools and put pictures of welder training on the table in front of kids, this is the picture that they would normally pick out, which is an absolute PR disaster as far as this trade is concerned. We also had the demographic change. Okay, Mr. Leich mentioned it before, that in Germany, and this is based on information that was gathered in 2013, 46% of employed welders were over the age of 50. That has since got worse. We're now probably at about 52, 53%. And if we look at the pipeline industry, they are pulling welders out of retirement because they cannot get people to go onto the pipelines. Health management was another big issue that was very, very relevant in Germany. Welders and cutters are amongst the most injured trade groups in Europe. Okay? And, okay, you would say, acceptable, it's a dangerous job, they can cut themselves, they can burn themselves. We're not talking about that. We're talking about muscle strain. We're talking about ergonomics. Okay? And this was a big, big issue to us. Communication is the next point. Okay, we live in a multicultural world. And so 19%, minimum 19% of the welders employed in Germany were not mother tongue. So we have to have tools that are multilingual and very easily multilingual. The welding instructor's job became very, very complex. Okay, they live in a very, very complex world. There is a lot of pressure to produce welders because it is the most sought-after trade group in the world. Okay, so we needed to look at their world and how we could offer them a solution to at least part of their problem, to make their world a more enjoyable place to be. Digital natives and digital immigrants was the next thing. Okay? And here we see the digital native. That is all those people that are born after 1980 are considered digital natives because they grew up in a digital era. They're multitasking, they're parallel thinking, they're multimedia, multi-resources. Okay? And then we have the digital immigrant. That's me. I'm steam-driven. Okay, I still have to load myself with coal every morning. Limited resources, text-driven, sequential thinking, single task. And if we think about it, this is the relationship between the student and the teacher. The teacher, in most cases, is the digital immigrant. Okay, and he's trying to teach a digital native with steam-driven equipment. It's a nightmare. It doesn't work. We need to get with the program and bring the training of welders, finally, please, into the 21st century. Digitalization is in all areas of our life. We see it every day with mobile phones, with iPads, with internet, etc., etc. It's nothing new, and we really do need to bring this into the 21st century. We cannot expect somebody who wants to go into a modern apprenticeship. We cannot train them with prehistoric methodology. They want a modern apprenticeship. We must be in the position to offer a modern apprenticeship. And that includes new didactical hardware that they understand. That's the most important thing. They must understand. They will not come to us. We have to go to them. The situation has reversed. That's the proof of concept. That's the concept that we use. And now I just want to go through a little bit from 2011 to 2018, the proof of concept that we went through as a company in Germany and in Europe with Matic. Of course, our first target was the integration of official DVS-aligned contents and training courses into Matic. We have to give the teachers a head start. Okay? There's a lot of work involved in filling a simulator with the information that's required. And all the help they can get, they will take. So we offered them complete DVS-aligned courses, and it proved very, very successful. More will follow, many more. We had an economical study with ArcelorMittal between 2011 and 2017. ArcelorMittal have now completely changed their education system for welders. Completely. They've saved over 60% alone in time. And when we look at the financial issue, absolutely enormous. Taking it from 3,428 euros per person, based on 200 individuals a year, down to 1,427. That's big, big savings. Okay? Occupational health, as I said, is the next issue, and it's a very new issue in welding. We're talking about ergonomics, okay? And here we see that the welder and cutter, on average, each year, 13.3 sick days, okay? Like I said, it's understandable if he's cut himself, if he's burnt himself, but we're not talking about that here. We're talking about musculoskeletal disorders from being in these welding positions, the multi-welding positions that a welder has to get into. We did a health survey as well, a study with ArcelorMittal and the Big Ambulance in Bremen. Professor Dalichau led the operation, and these were his recommendations to the German Welding Institute. And since then, all these have been adopted throughout the whole training system in Germany. And what's more important, Matic has now in Germany become an official rehabilitation tool and can be applied for through the health insurance companies. Okay? Of course, we also have the studies. Studies from independent bodies are very, very important. Okay? And we had many. One of the biggest ones was a study that was done by SLV Nord, that's the DVS training body in Hamburg, and Mercedes-Benz, Daimler. They did what they call a Nutzanalyse, a use analysis of all the simulators that were accepted in Germany. And as you can see, I'm quite proud to say, Matic came out on top. And if I remember correctly, I think it had a 96% employability, which is absolutely fantastic. The next thing, of course, is bridge building. We use Matic to build bridges, to harmonize training, because that's what we can use it for in a dual education system. Why has it done that? Harmonization of the education between Mercedes-Benz and their training schools. Okay, what they noticed was that the quality that was coming out wasn't as good as they wanted it to be because they weren't talking to each other, Mercedes-Benz and the schools. Okay, so what they did was they put Matic into each one, or into both of them, and managed to talk and harmonize their training between each other. And it was a massive success for Mercedes-Benz, and something that has been adopted right throughout the Mercedes-Benz chain in Germany, and hopefully soon on a global level. That's what we're hoping for anyway. So Matic can also be used to build bridges, an important factor. Another very important factor that we cannot forget is this is a new technology. You cannot give a welding instructor a new technology and say, thank you very much, have a good time, any problems, give me a call. Okay? It doesn't work like that. It's a new technology, and he must be trained on how to use that technology. How can he use it in his syllabus? What's the best way? What can he get out of it? What is it going to bring him that the standard process does not bring him? Okay? And in this case, what we offered to start with, of course, was user training. But then we realized that we had to introduce a train-the-trainer concept. We had to teach them how to use this technology because it's not the same as a welding machine. okay? And then we offered individual counseling and support in the development of tailor-made teaching concepts to industry. And that's one of the big concepts that we have now running in Germany, to actually consult on 4.0 and how we can bring training of welders into the 21st century and also bring the fun factor back into the classroom. We cannot forget that we need to bring the fun factor back in. Frank mentioned quite rightly, the Germans do not do anything without regulation. It's cost me blood, sweat, and tears over the last 5 years, and I've nearly killed at least 5 very, very important people in the welding world in Germany because they just get on my nerves with their regulations. Everything, outside now. Everything needs to be regulated in Germany, and this is no exception. This is the track that we took. In 2009, we had the Welding and Cutting Show in Essen. In 2009, at the same time, they actually purchased, the German Welding Institute had a lot of money left over, and they purchased one simulator, they bought 5 simulators, each of those that were on the market at that time, one of each, that's what I meant to say, and tested them against each other. And in fact, they actually had a guy write a diploma about it, and they actually have a complete diploma on that topic. Then in 2011, the DVS had an expo in Hamburg, a complete expo, where it was based around training, so that the people could see, this is the future, get ready for it, because it's coming, okay? And in 2011, later in the year, we actually had the foundation of the working group that decides the regulations for augmented or virtual reality training in Germany. That was formed. It's called Group 2.8 Virtual Welding Systems. And actually, Anke is the vice president of that group. So we've reached a lot in that aspect as well. Today, we have changed the guidelines. The guideline 1108 is a guide that tells exactly the requirements, the requirements of the systems and the DVS training centers. If you want to have training systems, virtual welder training systems in your schools, then this tells you how you can achieve that and what you need to have. Okay? And guideline DVS 1154, and this is very, very important because this guideline is now compulsory. Every single teacher that retrains in Germany, they have to retrain every 2 years, they do a 2-week course, must spend at least half a day with a simulator. Okay, and that is a statutory requirement within the regulations of the German Welding Institute. So it's quite plain and simple. This is not going to go away. This is here to stay. Those were some of it. You mentioned the Mesa project with Holger. And the Mesa project was a government-sponsored project. So it's very important to realize that at government level, the awareness is there. They understand that we have a problem, and they want to help us fix it in Germany. But it could be the same everywhere. And this is something you need to do. Find out. Okay? Those were the sponsors and the people involved in the project. And as you can say, they're big names. They're not nobodies. These are the backbone of the welding world in Germany. That's how important it became. And this was the crowning moment. This made me happy because we were in the internet, and this is the official invitation of the E-Qualification Congress from the Ministry of Education and Research in 2018. And what's on it? What's on it? We're home. We're there. We've achieved our goal. Annual congresses as well. We have the same as what we're doing here in Germany. We have annual congresses. Information is king, okay? And we need to give information. We need to be there at the forefront all of the time and be very, very active in the promotion of this technology. In 2015, we had our first one and partnered with Close, the manufacturer of welding machines. In 2015, we had our second with Abi Corbinzel. 2017, we had an extremely successful run with EWM, High Tech Welding, at their headquarters in Westerwald. And this year, it will be to be confirmed where it will be. But in September this year, we will have our 4th convention, and everybody is invited. Okay, everybody. Just let us know if you want to come. You're all invited. Those are some of our customers, and we have sold more than 500 units since taking on Matic. Okay? Thank you very much. These are well-known names. These are household names. And this is the situation we need to achieve. Okay, but you don't need to do it on your own. They're here. We just need to cross-reference. We need to talk to each other. Again, the schools, it's not just industry. Schools are equally important, and those are some of ours. And it's not working. Yeah. This is the effect, and some of you might recognize, I love this photograph. I love this photograph to death. Because this guy here is a very talented engineer and caused a lot of problems for Volkswagen. Okay, this is Mr. Winterkorn. Okay, the Dieselgate scandal. Okay, but what's interesting here is this is the complete board of directors of Skoda, MAN, Porsche, Audi, all the VAG group. And what I find remarkable in this photograph is these are all highly educated engineers. Look at their faces. They're all like little kids. Wow, I want to go. Give me a go. Get her out the way. That's the effect that Matic has. Okay? That's the effect. And that's what we need to drive home. It's a different form of learning. It's a better, more modern form of learning, and one that the youth of today understands. Get that message out there. And finally, this is how Volkswagen used the system. And Volkswagen made this film, not us. Volkswagen made this film. Yes! Get it on!
Mein Name ist Matic, ich bin 21 Jahre alt und ich bin jetzt im 3. Lehrjahr in der Ausbildung zum Industriemechaniker für Produktionstechnik.
Im Rahmen der Aus- und Weiterbildung finden bei Volkswagen regelmäßig Seminare im Bereich des Metallschutzgasschweißens statt. Die Ausbildung der Fachkräfte wird in der Schweißwerkstatt der Volkswagen Akademie durchgeführt. Da aber vom Schweißverfahren viele Gefahren ausgehen, sind einige Dinge zu beachten. Der Brandschutz, die Arbeitssicherheit und der Umweltschutz spielen eine große Rolle. Seit kurzer Zeit verfügt die Volkswagen Akademie über ein alternatives Verfahren zur Qualifizierung rund um das Thema Schweißen. Mit Hilfe von Augmented Reality wird virtuell geschweißt. Benötigt wird lediglich ein schulungstauglicher Raum und eine 230 Volt Spannungsversorgung. Anstelle von realen Werkstücken nutzt man Kunststoffteile, die spezielle Markierungen besitzen und dadurch vom System in die virtuelle Umgebung überführt werden können. Der Schweißtrainer ermöglicht das realitätsnahe Erlernen von Elektroden-Handschweißen, Metallschutzgasschweißen und Wolfram-Inertgasschweißen. Der Ausbilder und der Lernende hat die Möglichkeit, sich die Ergebnisse in der virtuellen Umgebung nicht nur anzusehen, sondern durch ein Analysemodul auch objektiv auswerten zu lassen.
Ich finde, der größte Vorteil von dem virtuellen Schweißverfahren ist einfach, dass man schnell zwischen den verschiedenen Schweißmethoden wechseln kann. Durch diese Trainingsprogramme bekommt man direkt angezeigt, was man falsch macht und was man auch richtig machen sollte, wie man es macht. Und dadurch wird einfach auch der Meister entlastet. Man sieht direkt anhand seiner eigenen Schweißmethode, was mache ich richtig, was mache ich verkehrt. Und dadurch lernt man natürlich auch um einiges schneller.
Das System bietet zudem verschiedene Übungsstufen, um am Anfang mit viel Unterstützung und später unter praxisnahen Bedingungen schweißen zu können. Die Kosten für Material und Zusatzwerkstoff entfallen und auch die Schweißnahtvorbereitung der Werkstücke, was einem mehr Zeit für das Üben gibt. Doch ganz wird das virtuelle Schweißen das Üben am realen Werkstück nicht ersetzen können. Es ist Wegbereiter und pädagogische Unterstützung auf dem Weg zum Schweißer.
Anyway, the actual situation, okay, this is what I'm getting at, guys. This is not me standing up here preaching to you at how good we are and what we've done. This is me trying to help you. This is what we've been through, okay? This is the experience that we've got, yeah? We want to share it with you. Accept that education needs digitalization and digitalization needs education. It goes together. The implementation of AR training solutions and the engagement of all involved parties is very, very important. Okay? We've got to get this into the 21st century, guys. I keep saying it, but we need to. This is one from Frank, and I love it, Frank. That's why I use it, okay? Because Frank Levy and Richard Moornang, the new division of Labour, published in 2004, actually predicted that self-driving cars will be, due to the complexity of traffic conditions, impossible to realize in the future. And they said that in 2004, and these are two very, very respected gentlemen in a digital world. Okay? Never be realized, really. On the A9 in Germany, they drive every day. Okay? And Volkswagen has just signed a contract with the borough of Marseille in France for 14 test taxis, driverless test taxis. What we're trying to say is it moves very, very quickly. Okay? Technology cannot be stopped. So let's start to talk, exchange knowledge and experience with each other. That's why we're here. Yeah? Find the right tools and way forward and communicate with each other. Don't be frightened, communicate. And finally, I think it's very, very important to realize something. These guys here made it happen. These guys here changed my life. Seriously. Yeah? They made it happen. So I just want to say from Weldplus, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
We are not worthy. Thank you very much.